want to talk a little bit about finding your ideal customer. What we're going to do is we're going to leverage a variety of different platforms to try and find the people who are your ideal customers, people who you believe will buy your product already. One of the great advantages of this method is that we only really have to talk to a few people to get an idea of people's pain points, language they use, and aspirations they have. But we have to test that messaging to a broad group. Now, we're going to cover a variety of different ways of how to do this, everything from email outreach to honestly, we once sent postcards to people and it was incredible the response we had. But we're going to start off using the Meta platform. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be going, but my customers aren't on Meta. And they're probably not selling their products or services or representing the companies that they're part of on that platform. But the thing is that people are people. They might be on that platform for a variety of different reasons. Maybe they have a unique interest or they're following their kids' sports or whatever reason. Maybe it's just staying in touch with old friends. What we're trying to do, though, is leverage their behaviors, their interests, the stuff that Meta and other platforms are fantastic at collecting and understanding. And because we're focusing on problems and not demographics specifically, we may be able to target them through other things that they like. Now, I know it's a bit of a leap of faith, but I want you to try it because it's fast, it's cheap, and it's a really effective way of finding people. We've used this method for everything from healthcare to direct-to-consumer products. And the thing is that you never know unless you try. And so what we want you to do is give us that little bit of faith. Let's try this methodology out. Let's go after people and see if it works. Because there's research that shows that well over 85% of people who are on LinkedIn are also engaged in these other platforms, not just signed up, but actively engaged. And so we're going to capitalize on some of that information about them and focus on the problems and aspirations that these people have. I'll throw a link below to show you some of the research on how people are using social media platforms and how it's been evolving over time. We're going to go through other ways of being able to find these people, but the critical thing here is making sure that we have an audience we can test against. Putting out messaging and seeing if it works to see what kind of engagement we can get at these very early stages. If you already have these platforms set up or you're actively using them, great. We'll leverage them so that we can get even further ahead faster. We can use some of your existing audience as well if you need to. Our next lesson, we're going to walk you through a bunch of different tutorials and show you how to actually do everything, make sure everything's set up properly, and basically warm them up so that you're ready for those big tests. We'll also walk you through how to build a site so that you're not giving away any of your specific IP, but you're teaching people enough that they're going to engage with the content. As usual, I'll put a bunch of links below. Let's get started on the Meta platform. And if you can't find your audience there, don't worry. We have you covered. We'll just walk through those processes a little bit later. All right, let's get started and good luck.